And this was more of a fan-oriented discussion, so be sure to follow the social media pages at Daily Dive LAX, and I have fun firing up people on my personal, that's Michael Karvelis, but I did ask people, if I can find it now, I said, what are some new stats that you'd like the NLL to track in the near future? I'll react to the best comments. So why are we here? Like, what prompted me to say that? Well, shout out to Brad Challoner, who was able to find out via the Stat Tracker Champion data that all last year, and by the way, Eddie Tabone, the first line, has confirmed to me what we all kind of were thinking. That wasn't there last year, because Eddie actually downloaded that stuff, and yeah, it was not there, but apparently they were tracking it. It's touches and effective passes. Touches, self-explanatory. Every time a player gets the ball in his stick, that's a touch until it leaves his stick. Effective passes is the interesting one. Eddie Tabone, via his first line _LAX account, they do a great job tracking stats, especially for a select few NLL teams. The effective passes basically, and I'll get to why this kind of is weird. It's like Jeff Teat throws a pass to Riley O'Connor, he catches it. That's an effective pass by Jeff Teat. But if Riley O'Connor bobbles it or it's broken up, I get the breaking up part, but there has to be, it seems unfair if Riley O'Connor bobbles a goal. And I'm not picking on Riley O'Connor, I'm just saying, like, if player B bobbles the pass and player A does not get an effective pass, seems a bit unfair, but that's what that basically is. So I take those with a little bit of a grain of salt. Now, I also had some fun with this. Like, don't just think this is a fan-only segment, even though it ultimately will be. Because Brad Challoner did some digging and found out the players with the most touches last season, Jeff Teat, 1,730, and I did some math on that. If I can, I'm gonna pull that up real quick. I went through some of these and basically the per game. So Jeff Teat touched the ball, like I said, 1,730 times, which is about 96 times per game the ball was in his stick. That's pretty crazy. Connor Fields was next, Dane Smith, Keegan Ball, and Joe Resetarits. So I had some fun. I'm like, okay, of those touches versus the points the player has, who had the best percentage of touches ending in points? It's like a stat that I kind of made up on the fly. Well, Jeff Teat with his 112 points, we know he had a down year despite scoring 56 goals. He had 6.47% of his touches end in points. Meanwhile, Joe Resetarits, of the top five, had a leading 8.41%, which means with Mitch Jones gone, there is a possibility Resetarits jumps from 1,439 touches to 1,700, and if you do 1,700 times 8.41%, he would score over 140 points, which would break an NLL record. So as bad as the Wings might be, that would be a wild stat, especially if he plays the whole season in Philadelphia, because we know it's Rez, it's O'Neill, and a bunch of other guys. Like, there is no Mitch Jones, which is crazy. And also, of the effective passes, I was stunned. And I was shocked because there is I want to say a narrative, but I've been always giving the playmaking credit to Mitch Jones. The top five effective passes last year, Teat, Dane, Fields, Ball, Resetarits, not Mitch Jones. I was like, what? I couldn't believe that. It's like you think all he does is score and shoot, and he's passing the ball great as well. Again, effective passes a little bit icky, But I feel like if T and Dane are top two, I feel like that's a pretty good barometer of a great passer. So that was crazy to me. That was awesome. Again, 1,100 effective passes for Terrence. Guys, and I know like people, we're not saying he's a bad playmaker, but he's a scorer. Oh my gosh, the season Terrence could have is bonkers. Now let's get to what the fans wrote in about these stats. All right, we got some good ones too. Luis Sanchez says hockey assist. Now, to be fair, I have been on that train. If you actually go to NLLstats.com, not run by the league or champion data, run by Graham Perro, Graham, you can like filter out which of those of assists were primary versus secondary, aka hockey. Now, I'll be honest, I'm going to expand on this myself. I was talking to Eddie Tabone, I can say that out loud, I think, a first line, and I thought that I would like more NBA assists. Now, I have also told you guys before, and for those of you that are new, I'll say it here again. I do want the tic-tac-toe. If it goes Dane, Josh Buchanan, great. I don't like if, let's say, we do that Dane, Josh Buchanan thing. Let's say Dane throws it to Josh. Dane leaves the floor. Josh runs around a bit. Then Buchanan, that should not be an assist for Dane. It makes no sense. He has left the floor. And again, not picking on Dane Smith, but it makes no sense why a secondary assist is always counted. We have to time that up. The NBA has it it seems a little bit subjective, but if you think about it, okay, player A passes the ball, or in this case, throws the ball. A guy makes a step or two and shoots and scores. That's an assist. Even if Josh Byrne has the ball, throws it to Buchanan, and if Buchanan has the ball for 10 plus or even 5 or more seconds doing his own thing, that should not be an assist at all. I don't like that. And if you want to say, well, we know all this history, man, you realize how many times they have changed the history of stats in this league? How many times they changed the games played? That doesn't apply in the NLL. We cannot use well, historically, I don't care. I don't care if Tavares' record will ever be touched. Then we'll call that like the pre-merger, if you will. Still give him his love, but I think secondary assists are a little bit inflated. All right? We don't have, guys can still be great and not have 100 assists. No, it's silly. That was a lot for the Luis Sanchez comments. First line, aka Eddie, did say the friends we made along the way. Absolutely. I agree that stat should be there. If Connor Fields and somebody else, or let's say, for the sake of it, let's say Nathan Grennan and Steve Priolo tough it out, and they're fine afterwards, even despite being ejected. 1 friend point for Grennan, 1 friend point for Priolo. Love that. It's obviously satire. Buffalo Sports Collective said first thing that popped into their head was time on field / shifts taken. As Levy did point out to Buffalo Sports Collective, they've already done time on floor before, which I think is criminal. They don't do that anymore. I'm like, what was the point of taking that away? Like, I would love to see why Zach Currier is on the floor 10 times more than any other player. Like, that'd be so fun. And I don't know what it means. Like, I don't know, like the Iron Man, like if you play all 18 games and you have the most minutes, good for you. But fans should acknowledge that. And they can't right now because no one's tracking. Now, granted, you have to like pay some more people, but hey, with alt sports data, I know Hutton Jackson has said on the show that it might take a year or two, but hey, I'm counting on Old Sports Data and Champion and NLL to work together. Let's get time on floor back out there. Get it like back on the floor. That was dumb. Jake Elliott's. This is a good one too. Money possessions. I like that. I like that a lot. He also said multiple 30-second resets and goals scored off of them. Buffalo would probably lead that category, especially Cal Buchanan. Like if I just thought of something actually because of what he said. offensive loose balls. That would actually be a fun stat. Like, I know guys like Kyle Buchanan and Nathan Grennan, like, there are guys out there, like Connor Fields does it a bunch too, where it's like someone will miss a shot and they're always right there picking it up because there's first of the ball. I think offensive loose balls, offensive loose balls would have to be after a shot. Like, you couldn't just be in your own zone and grab one because that would make no sense. But if maybe we'll call them like offensive rebound loose balls, like ORLB. I don't know. I'm just saying it would be kind of cool if a guy takes a shot, whether it's wide or on goal, we should count if it's defensive or offensive. That might be fun. The money possessions that Jake Elliott said is really intriguing. It's also very vague, Jake, but I love that a lot. I don't know what would go into that. I'm like thinking this on the fly, but maybe I don't know. Maybe what he said actually goes together, but money possessions, I'm intrigued to know. Like, is that what he was talking about in that? I don't know. I don't think it was. So I want to know what that is. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, stats, more of them are great. The more the better, especially for us nerds out there. And again, my takeaway from all this is Reza Terrence is going to break the points record. Oh, and by the way, because people remember, like, for like the first couple of years on this show, Jeff Teats, the great player, you can't say otherwise. And now it's like people are acknowledging he's not as great in the NLL. He's really great, but he's not the best player right now. That efficiency stat, don't you think I didn't have Jeff Teat in there? Only guy under 7% of his touches ending in points, 6.47%. So I've said before, I think Jeff Teat minimizing his turnovers and being more physical would help him. That is not a crime to say, but I think that even though I just kind of like made up the percentage of points ending in percentage of touches ending in points thing, I still feel like that's a good barometer. Like, obviously, Teat has not any, and some people say he did have a down year, so it makes sense why 6.47% is not that great. Other ones that I saw, I haven't gotten to every player yet, but I've gotten to a lot of them. Of the guys that had more than 400 touches last year, Chase Fraser, of the ones that I've seen, is the only guy with over 10% of his touches ending in points so far. I know he was on the Buffalo Bills. I absolutely. And to his credit, Josh Byrne, Ian McKay, Chris Cloutier, Kyle Buchanan, DeHoga, the next guys in line. So the Buffalo Bills offense was sickeningly good last year, and I think that's starting to prove it. Like, they're so darn efficient. It's insane. I will have more of that in a surprise release for you guys later on today or tomorrow. But stay tuned for that. The most touches ending in points percentage. I got a little something cooked up, man. It's going to be kind of fun. All right. Oh, and also Patrick Ward did mention to me, what if there's like an efficiency stats? Like, what if, I don't know how to do it. I forgot like what he said exactly. Like, if we can combine like the points and the turnovers and whatever, like we could add like an efficiency stat, kind of like the NBA does. I'd like that. Cool.